Alrighty, so we're continuing on from our last video, which is to render this box here. So we've made our box already, which is very easy to do. You saw us go through and UV edit all the faces to line them up. I did notice a mistake with this face here, so we're just going to fix that up just real quickly. Actually, it runs over a little bit, so I'm just going to bring that orange line back. And now that's fixed there. Alright. So now we're going to render a white background. So if we go to... Oh, sorry, I'm going to delete this camera because I was messing around earlier. We're going to render an image for this, but what we have to do first, we have to add a camera. So there's no camera. There was a camera. I just deleted it because I was messing around with it. It's not in its original position. So to add something to the actual render itself, yeah, your mouse has to be in this part here, where you can click that item. Hold Shift and press A. Go down to camera. That's it. It's going to render a camera at the middle of the image. That's it. Alright, so we've got a camera now. We're going to move it just a bit. If we were to click render and then render image, it's going to give us that camera angle that we see, and it's looking at nothing. Basically, it's looking that way. It's looking that way. Alright, but I'm going to introduce you to a whole bunch of buttons on your number pad. I hope you're on a keyboard that has a number pad. So if I press 0, that's going to bring us to the camera view. We can see where the camera looks. If we press 1, we're going to get side. It's going to give number 2 is going to give us a bit of an angle. Number 3 is what we want. It's going to be straight on. Now, if we want this to be our camera angle, we have to hold Alt, Control, and press 0. Now that camera's moved. And that camera now, we're going to click this button here. That camera now is in the position that we were just looking at. Okay. If we click this button here, it's going to bring us back to what the camera's looking at. From here, we can move the camera. Or we can move it like this. So if we want to move it back and forward, we'd hold this and move it along the X-axis. Okay. But if we want to move it while we're in it, we can press G, which is the shortcut for move, and then we press X, and then we move our mouse, so we can actually see as we move it what the angle is. Alright, we're going to move it there, and then we're going to move it up a bit. So we're going to press G. See, remember this shows us what axis is what. So we're going to want to go up. So if we press G and press Z, it's going to bring us up. Alright, that's it. So if we click this, our camera angle is there. Alright. So I'm going to move this light down a little bit. So I'm going to press G, Z, and I'm just going to move it down. You can see it's quite bright the closer it gets. So you know what? I'm actually going to delete that. Actually, no, I'm going to change it. We're going to go here to the object settings. We're going to change it to a sun. It's going to blind everyone. You ready? Whoa. Alright, so we're going to set it to 1. Now, we're going to up it to 2. Now, we're going to up it to 5. How's that looking? 5 looks pretty good, lots of light. Now, we don't have a background. Now, if we were to go render image, we're going to get this grey background. It's not the greatest, alright? So what we're going to do, we're going to make that grey background completely flat white. There's a way to do it like this. We can add a mesh, we can go plane, we can scale, press 8, enter. That makes it there, but that's not white, that's still a grey. Even if we choose the material settings as white, it's still not going to be grey. It's still going to be grey, I should say. So we're going to delete that. What we're going to do, we're going to go into here. We're going to click Render Properties. We're going to scroll down to Film. It's going to look like that. Click Transparent. And the background's transparent. Magic. Alright, then we're going to scroll down more to Color Management. Click Color Management. And View Transform, we're going to do Standard. Okay? Change the look of that just a little bit. Alright, now from here, we're going to go up the top here to compositing. We're going to click compositing. Alright, and we're going to click this use nodes. You might have nothing here, but if we click use nodes, these two things will appear. Alright, now what we're going to do, we're going to add something in the middle between these two. Alright, so don't worry if they're really close together. When you add it to the middle, it'll pop up. So if we go Shift A, same as adding something, we're going to search. Okay, and we're going to add alpha over. click that, and if we click on this line here, it's going to put it like that. However, we go to layout, and if we go render image, it's white, but there's nothing there. Okay, what we need to do, we need to change this line here, going from this image to this image, down to this image here. Okay, and then we change this to 1, the premal to 1. Now if we go render image, oh, there we are. We have our box image. What I might do right now is just change that camera angle just a little bit. So if we look at, what's this camera looking at? I'm going to go R, and I'm going to rotate on the Y axis a little bit, look it down a bit. I'm going to go RZ, oops, press R and then Z, and give us that. I'm going to move it there, and then I'm going to move the camera angle just up a little bit more, GZ, and I might actually move it back just a little bit, back in this direction. Okay, you can free move at any time if you click this. The problem is it moves it on all 3 axes, so left, right, back, forward, up, down. And it can, whereas the other way, you can control it. So there it looks a little bit better. If we go render, render image, there we are. We have our box set. It's completely white. And that's exactly what we need for Kickstarter, or for any sort of render that you might want to do. The next tutorial, we're going to work on animating this object, make it rotate, make it do whatever we want. But for now, that's the end of that. I hope you've learned something, and I'll catch you next time.